Hello everyone. It's 10:30. That means it's time for Coffee and Crochet podcast with Sara. Now, we're in our brand new house. This is my brand new yarn room, and it looks pretty much like the other one, doesn't it? This room is considerably bigger than the rental room that I had. It's a lot longer, wider, bigger room, but it's not as big as the one that I had in Colorado. One of the neat things about this room is these 12-foot ceilings. It makes it really nice. I can put my lights way up high, and sometimes it sounds a little echoey, and that's because I'm not done in here. I have a little bit more things to do. But this is the new yarn room. I've got my yarn wreath hung up. There's my yarn wreath over there. And I do have a blog on how to do that. I don't have a video. But it's just you take styrofoam balls and you wrap different colors of yarn. And then you wrap yarn around the whole styrofoam ring. And then you hot glue it all together and add a bow. Super simple. Let me grab a drink real quick. Well, a couple weeks ago, we had a saga where Maximo ran off right out of the gate. Well, our yard here at our new house isn't fenced yet. And Rosie decided at the last minute she needed to go potty. And usually I can take them out. They'll go potty. We come right back in. It's raining right now. They don't like it. Oh, Rosie wanted to piddle around. And so I finally got her back in here. Puppies. We have had, she's mentioning bad storms, we have had a lot of rain, and the wind yesterday was just, I mean, it was so loud it was like whistling a tune. I mean, it was craziness. But anyway, we're in our new house. We've been unboxing things and things that we were unable to unbox at the rental, decorating and things. We didn't open any of our paintings or pictures or any of that stuff, and we've been doing a lot of that. Just to clarify, we moved from Parker, Colorado, which is south of Denver, to Mustang, Oklahoma. My son and his wife moved their business down here, and that's my daughter, Zoe. My granddaughter, Zoe, is their daughter. My daughter, Elizabeth, lives in Mustang with her husband, Shelby, and he's a police officer. And they have two kids, Aiden and Callie. So that's such a blessing being down here. All three of my grandkids and both of my children and their families. Now, we lived in a rental for about 6.5 months. We found a couple houses we really liked, but there were issues with them when the inspections came back. And so we decided to look for something new. And we were going to build a house. We had some property we were going to buy, but it was just too overwhelming. And so this house was advertised. It was just about finished. I got to pick out the carpeting and some other things. We still have some cabinets that have to come in. A mirror and a cabinet for the little bathroom, the half bathroom off the kitchen. I still need a cabinet next to my washer and dryer in the laundry room. A few things like that. But we closed last Wednesday. And then we spent the whole weekend and last week just unpacking, and we didn't have the internet set up completely until Tuesday. And it was just, I wanted to go ahead and do that walkthrough. If you want to see what our house looks like empty, I did a walkthrough. The video is on YouTube. You can find that on my YouTube channel. Okay. Are we all cut up now? We're in our new house. We're having fun decorating and putting things out and arranging the living room and dining room and, other things, bedroom and stuff. And so we're excited to be in this new house, ready to be settled in, is what I keep saying. So, again, this is the new yarn room. It doesn't look much different on video other than I'm farther away from the yard. I'm not like right up on top of it. So that's that. Let's all grab what we're drinking. I'm drinking sugar-free vanilla creamer with my Folgers coffee. And I've got my Christmas cup out. And I chose this one with a snowman on it because I'm wearing a snowman. So anyway, I'm going to get another drink. That's good stuff. Okay. Now, there's a couple of things I wanted to talk to you about. For some reason, my Instagram is wackadoodle. And I've tried to put my codes in, my passwords, and it's just like stuck in wackadoodle mode. So if you're used to seeing an intro video on YouTube or some of my things on YouTube, for some reason, I can't even do anything with it. It just comes up, put your stuff in, you know, your code and all that stuff. I do it, nothing happens. And then it says it can't. So don't worry about that. Instagram really hasn't been a big help to me lately anyway. For some reason, I'm not getting any, very many interactions or posts other than just weird men wanting to scam me with something. Okay, so don't worry about the Instagram. I had a couple people comment, you haven't been on Instagram lately. They won't let me. I don't know why. So, anywho, to answer that question. The other thing, let's see. I had another question. Oh, have I heard about Knit Crate? I had not heard about it. Then I got an email. I bought from Knit Crate probably, oh my goodness, a year and a half or so ago. But I haven't, remember this year I'm trying not to buy a lot of yarn. And so I hadn't bought anything from Knit Crate in quite a while. And I got an email that said that they're closing. And I was watching the Creative Grandma this morning, and she was talking about their Black Friday sale. She got a ton of yarn on clearance. Not clearance, but on sale. So you might want to check them out. It's knitcrate.com. See if they have anything left that's of good value price-wise. Yes, their yarn is of good value. Don't misunderstand me. But they're not going to be doing any dyeing or any selling of yarn. They're just completely closing up. And I think between, you know, the pandemic and the economy right now, it just really hurt their business. And so, you know, that doesn't mean they won't come back eventually someday in another fashion or something. But that's Knit Crate. They're going out of business. And I think it's really sad, you know, because it's like a sister company to us. You know, we love yarn and they're all about yarn and dyeing yarn and all of that stuff. So kind of sad news on that front. Okay, the other thing is I have been on a mission to find sugar-free candy canes. Now, in the past, I know they had them, and the only reason I know is because my sister Lisa was a diabetic also, and we used to find all kinds of neat Christmas candies in sugar-free. Now, I found a bag of old-fashioned candy that is sugar-free, and it's got an assortment of different candies in it, which is fine. You know, it's nice. I just wanted some sugar-free candy canes for me. I have looked in every store that you can think of, Target and Walmart, Crate, what's that other grocery store? I lost my train of thought. Aldi didn't have them, neither did Sprouts. But I didn't think those two would. And I looked online on Amazon, and they want like $11 for 6 or 8 sugar-free candy canes. And so I thought, well, I want some peppermints, so I thought I'll go and get sugar-free peppermints. I used to find them at Dollar Tree. No go. So, and a lot of stores have all their diabetic stuff in certain areas. I found some spearmint ones that are green and white. What I want to do is I bought the sugar-free ice cream and vanilla from Brahms, and I love peppermint ice cream. So what I thought I would do is crush up some of these peppermints and mix them in my ice cream. So anyway, Joanne Fabrics is closing. I have not heard that. I'm going to write that down, check into that. Because Joann's has the best yarn assortment. Sorry, I'm writing this down. I forget stuff. I have to write it down. I'm going to check into that, Kim, because I had not heard that. I absolutely love Joann's. I went to it more often when I lived in Colorado because it was closer. but the one here is quite a ways away, and so I haven't gone to the one here yet. I have gone to the Michaels here. It's also a little bit ways away. And of course, there's Hobby Lobbies all over the place, and I love Hobby Lobby because, you know, Oklahoma is Hobby Lobby country, you know. So the only thing about Hobby Lobby is they mostly carry only their own yarns. And it's really difficult to find, you know, if you're just looking for an inexpensive Red Heart Super Saver, not Saber, it's really difficult to find. The Walmarts here do carry it, but not very much. And unfortunately, it seems like they're really scaling down, which I don't really understand. But Red Heart is no longer owned by Red Heart or Coates and Clark. It's owned by Yarnspiration. So it could be some price changing there. So, you know, it's been, I think Yarnspirations has owned Red Heart for a couple of years now. I remember because I had several people that I was working with in the Red Heart company that would send me yarn, and we'd work together. You know, I'd write some patterns, put them on my blog, and they'd send me when the new yarns would come out. And when Yarnspirations bought it, they just cut off all bloggers except for a couple. And it really hurt my feelings. But, you know, you go on. And it's fine because, you know, I don't really use Red Heart that much other than for basic things. I've really gotten where I really love Michael's yarn, and I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby. So, because I find it to be quite a bit softer. And I know Red Heart has Red Heart Soft and Red Heart, what was the other one I really like? Red Heart Soft and Red Heart. Okay, I can't remember now. So anyway, okay, Donna says she hears Joanne has a new store in Norman. I'll have to check that one out. I'm going to look into that. I just find it really hard to believe Joanne Fabrics is closing, because when it comes to buying a sewing machine, Joann's is a place to go because they have a ton. And I just bought a new sewing machine, or my husband did for me. My sewing machine didn't make it from the trip. For some reason, it just wouldn't work. We took it to have it fixed, and they're like, this cannot even be fixed. And so we gave it to them for parts, and he bought me a new Singer sewing machine. And I haven't got a chance to use it yet because I just didn't have a place to set it up at the rental place. But I have my counter here now, and I can set my sewing machine up here on my counter, which is really nice. All right. Let's get into what happened this week and last week. A lot to talk about as far as patterns. Now, last week, our This and That video. And if you don't know what that is, it's just a short video. I ask you a this or that question. I ask you to answer it down in the comments. And then I go through and read them. And it's really interesting because I learn from things online, and you can learn from things online. Someone's at the door. I'm not going to go answer it because I'm online. So anyway, we'll let Rosie answer it. So anyway, let's get on with what we're talking about. I lost my train of thought. Oh, the this and that question, what it is I give you two answers, a this or a that. And our question this last week was, do you prefer to watch movies or listen to music while you are doing your crochet project, or maybe you're knitting, or even a craft project? Do you enjoy watching a movie or listening to music? And it was really interesting what some of the people's answers were, because I really enjoy watching a movie, like these dogs. So anyway, I really enjoy watching a movie from Hallmark, or from that new GAC. I like that too. Some of those, the actors aren't like up to snuff, but they'll get there. There's a lot of good Christmas movies on Lifetime, and some of the other ones. Elf is one of my favorites. And so I really enjoy watching a movie, but sometimes I really, really like listening to music, putting on the fireplace and just working on my project. Okay, and so I really did enjoy answering all of your questions. And so I do have a video ready for you for tomorrow. The this or that for tomorrow. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, because you got to watch the video and answer that for yourself. Okay? Alrighty, now let's talk about crochet patterns that we did this last 2 weeks. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way back and work our way forward, okay? So one of the ones we did last week was the Holly Jolly Scrubbies. And I really love these, and I combined the Scrubby yarn with a little bit of cotton yarn. And the reason that I did that is it didn't have a solid green. It had a solid red. It had a variegated red in the Scrubby. And it had white. And so what I did is I used part of the Red Heart Scrubby along with part of the cotton yarn. Okay, and these are the Holly Jolly Scrubbies. And I really, really like making these. And I like having that little scrubby spot that I can scrub with. Okay? So that was the first one that we did almost 2 weeks ago. Another one that I had scheduled was for our Friday Fun Day was to make these simple Christmas ornaments. And I made a bunch of these. Snowflake. This is the one we did together. And you can personalize these for whoever you're giving these to. This one I did just a silly little Christmas tree shape and added a star. We've got a stocking. This is the one we did together with the little girl on it. She looks like she's all bundled up for winter. And this one is just a snowflake. And then this one is a Christmas tree. And they're super easy. You make 2 circles, you put them together, you single crochet around. Now, if you want to put a little stuffing in these, you can. It'll make them a little thicker. You can put just a tiny bit of stuffing in there. And then we use the silver for the hanger. And then you can just hang these on a Christmas tree. You can hang them on a bunting. Use them for all types of decorating. And I like to make these sort of things for when I have people that stop by, maybe unexpectedly, or even for a party or get together, and give one to every person that came, especially if there's kids, because then they have something to remember what a fun time they had at your house. All right, now the next thing that we made was the Christmas tree Scrubby and Washcloth. This one is made with Scrubology yarn. That's that scratchy, not really scratchy, but it's a good yarn for Scrubby. It's all stitched in the back loop. And this one's made exactly the same, but it's made holding 2 strands of cotton. And you're still stitching in the back loop. And it makes a really good gift set. Now, I did this tree lighter just so that it would look different. But it makes a really good gift set to give to somebody. And you can use them for lots of other things as well. They're thick enough with the cotton to use as a hot pad or pot holder because it's nice and thick. Don't use this one as a hot pad or pot holder. This is nylon and it will catch fire, okay? This is strictly a Scrubby. But if you make it using 2 strands of cotton, then you can use it as a pot holder, okay? And this one comes out just a little bit smaller. You can see it's not exactly the same, just a little bit smaller. And it makes a really nice gift, okay? Then we did the Christmas, or the Icicle, they're Christmas, Jingle Bells. This is the gray one that I did. And this is the white one that we did. And you add beads and a jingle bell and it makes an icicle. Again, hang these on your tree. Use them for decorating. And you can hang these on your Christmas lights also. If you make your loop big enough, you can loop it right over the Christmas light. And the Christmas light does not get hot enough to burn the acrylic yarn, okay? And so we did those as well. I know, this is a lot of stuff, isn't it? So yesterday, we did our Take 2. So yesterday, we did our Snowman Pillow. Isn't this adorable? I just love it. It's so silly. It's made with Bernat blanket yarn, so it's nice and soft. And he has a little scarf on the bottom. We added some fringe. We used buttons for charcoal eyes and mouth. But on the video, I tell you, in the page where the blog is that has the pattern written out, it gives you instructions on how to crochet the circles if you're going to give this to the kiddos, because little kids like to pull and bite on things. Same thing if you have dogs that are bitey that, you know, might get a hold of this and bite this off, because they can choke on them too. Okay, and so on the pattern that's written, there is an optional eye where you can crochet and make your circles instead of using buttons. I love these big black buttons. It comes in a package of 6, and I believe that I got them at Walmart, as a matter of fact. I think I said Hobby Lobby, but I actually got them at Walmart. But this is just Bernat yarn that I had left over. The white is what was left off of the top of our Christmas owl. And it's an off-white, which I really like. And then this is Bernat. It's just I had left over variegated, and I also had a solid. And so we just did it, however, using the solid, and then we made the pom-pom. Super cute, super easy. I think it measures about 13 inches tall, and it's 16 inches around. So it's nice and squeezy and soft, and I love it. Okay, so the other thing that we did was the headband that I'm wearing. And this is what I call the Twisted Christmas headband. And I just love it. It's super comfortable to wear. It's wide enough if you want to pull it down and keep your ears warm, it will. I have it pushed up so I can hear. But it's really easy. And the other one that I made, I don't know if you, oh, it's turned. It's on the, it's, you can't see it. It's next to the owl. I did this part in green and white and this part over here in red, just to do them 2 different ways. But you can make this all in one color if you want to, or use whatever colors that you want. You don't have to use Christmas colors. All right, so that's a lot of patterns. Now, one thing I want to remind you, every pattern that I put on my YouTube channel is my design. And every pattern, of course, has the video tutorial. But underneath every video, there is a link, and it'll say crochet pattern link and a link. Click that link. It'll shoot you right over to the blog. And on that blog will be the written pattern and almost always a photo tutorial as well. Some of my really old videos, they don't have a photo tutorial, and we're working on that. As we're updating a lot of our older ones, we're adding photo tutorials as well. All right, and we've gotten through quite a bit of them this year. Actually, it started last year, but we've been doing a lot of them this year as well. Just bringing them up to our new way of doing things and fixing, you know, because sometimes, and I still do, you know, silly mistakes sometimes. I'll accidentally say single crochet when I mean a double crochet, or I'll say double crochet when I mean a chain, you know. Things happen. And so we try to put that also, if I misspoke or I might have typed, I don't know, I meant to write chain 30 and I write chain 5 or chain 0 or something, you know. Those kinds of mistakes that didn't get caught in the editing, you'll find those also down in those description boxes. And it'll have like any correction in there. You know, because I'm not perfect. My testers aren't perfect. I do all the editing, and then, you know, other people look through it and stuff. But sometimes things just aren't caught. You know, we're people. We try our best. So anywho, whoo, that was a lot of stuff this week. Okay, so now we have a few more fun patterns this week. I've been trying to do some that are Christmas, but if you do them in a different color, like this headband, it isn't just for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? I think it would be beautiful in blue and white. I think it would be beautiful in silver, blue, and white. You know, purple and yellow. You don't have to do Christmas colors, but it works out neat as Christmas colors. But if you want to make this headband and learn how to do the twist in the front, you know, that how you put it together, do it in another color. Grab your scrap yarn, do it in a different color. So, well, we have something fun for the rest of this week. And then on next Monday, let me grab a drink of coffee real quick. Next Monday, we have a new Scrap Happy project. And it's not a Christmas project. You can use any medium weight number 4 yarn. And we haven't completely finished all the details on it, so I can't tell you how much. But I'm going to be making it out of some of my leftover Vanna's Choice yarn, medium weight number 4. And I wanted to do that because, you know, it's Vanna's choice. She's been doing yarn for 30 years. Did you know that? She has, through Lion Brand. And I believe they're bringing out a whole new updated version of it. So I'm really excited about that because a lot of stores like Michael's hadn't carried it anymore. And that's where I always bought it. All right. So anyway, before we go, I've got one more thing I wanted to show you. I'm going to click over to this other camera. Right here, I received this fun card from Kim. You all see her name on the comments. You'll see her in the group. This is my house key, and she sent me this keychain. It's always coffee time. And I just wanted y'all to see that because she sent me the nicest card and this keychain, and I just love it. I put my house key on it. I'm going to stick it in my bag. I'm really spoiled because I haven't really carried keys in a really long time because my car has a fob that I just keep in my bag in my purse, and it's a button start, or my fingertips on the locks. Okay, and the house, I have the garage door opener. I go through, and if the garage door opener for some reason didn't work, I can just put the code in. So I rarely ever used keys, but I always carry the key in my bag, and that's what I'm going to do with this, because there have been times that especially in the rental house, the garage was kind of funky doodle, that I needed to use the key. So thank you, Kim. I appreciate your thoughtfulness, and I love what it says. It's always time. It's always coffee time. Because it is. Coffee and crochet time. All right. Well, I better let you go because I do have the handyman coming over from it's actually the builders. Our dishwasher's not working for some reason, and it's brand new, so we got to get that fixed. And so that's probably who that was, and he'll probably come back by. So I have two fun door bell ringers there. My husband probably saw them on the door camera and was going, why did she not answer the door? But he knows because he watches my video. All righty. Whew. That was a lot to get through. I just really want to thank you all for sticking with me through this move and through these couple of moves. And I always say I can't do this without you, and I can't. You all, I love reading your comments. I love how at the beginning of our video, you're chatting with each other and talking about birthdays and projects and what do you got working on. And I just saw that. What's the blanket on your chair? Oh, this is the cardinal blanket that I made a few years ago. I don't have a pattern for it. I pulled the graph off of Pinterest. It's a free graph, and I stitched it up in the double crochet corner to corner, and then I just added this trim. And this blanket yarn here is the same yarn that I used for my Christmas tree skirt. I believe it was last year. I can't remember now, but I made this it might have been 2 years ago then that I made this. I used this yarn that was left over from that to trim it. But it's just a cardinal because I love cardinals. If you don't know that about me, I absolutely love them. And I have cardinal stuff all over my house, which is really cool because I like red too. So anyway, that's what that is. And let me scan and make sure, are there any other questions that I miss? Well, I think that's all I've got. And again, I love you guys. Here's my heart. I've been practicing. Thank you all for sticking with me. And there's much more fun to come. And just a reminder, someone said the other day, you're a great actress. I said, this is not an act. This is who I am. I'm just this crazy and silly. So anyway, my husband will tell you the same thing. Again, thank you all for being a part of our, I call it our because I can't do it without you all, our YouTube channel. Everybody have a great week, and I'll see you next week.